So welcome to another unboxing video from theplayersaid.com. My name's Alexander, and today we're taking a look at a new game from Compass Games, and this is Volume 3 of the Red Poppies campaigns. This one's called Assault Artillery. This is from John Gorkowski. So there's Volume 1 and 2 in this, which we have not played. This is the latest title in that series. It's one that I've always been interested in because it's World War One, but it's not. I feel like so many World War One games are the kind of the big overall grand strategy picture, whereas playing some of the more individual battles is something that I don't know. That's something that I'm interested in because it's I don't know. It's something I haven't done before. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So, 2-player competitive war game. It has a number of different scenarios that you can break down within this. So it says it can play 2 to 40 hours. But let's crack it open. Enjoy the artwork on the front. Those nice French tanks. Okay. So we have a couple of D6. And then we have the Rulebook, which is... Alright. So Rulebook, let's see. Rulebook campaigns, looking at... Alright, no, it's like the scenarios are at the end here, but it's 24 pages of rules, it looks like. But it looks that this text is actually quite large for a war game rulebook, so the rules aren't quite that intense. Lots of diagrams, seemingly, he says. Now there being a whole bunch, not. Yeah, diagrams, explanation. So it shouldn't be too bad to learn, honestly. And I would presume that the other titles in the series share a significant number of rules. I don't have those and I can't speak to it perfectly, but Volume 1 and 2 I'm sure have, you know, same movement and combat rules, just different situations and maybe some special changes. So hopefully you'll be able to learn this, and then if you really like it, pick up the other two quite easily. So we have 1, 2, 3 sheets of counters. Alright, so the counters... Well, alright, let's start. We've got the French and the Germans on here. And these are obviously, you know, anachronistic NATO symbols. But, yeah, they've got values on them, and these are dual-sided as well. And this looks like, this is kind of like this looks like a disrupted or dispersed side. You can see it's got a bunch of those little small symbols on them. And then here we have our tanks, which is always fun. And then a bunch of shovels, which I presume is for digging earthworks. I'm not entirely sure. Trench lines, spent markers. And these are the white core counters. People poo-poo them. I like them because they're easy to clip. So, and when you make stacks, they're not towering. Actually, that's just me. That's personal preference. And then a few more markers on this little kind of half sheet of counters as well. So we've got control markers, wagons, some more tanks down there. And it looks like just a lot more of what's on that second counter sheet. So 2.5 sheets of counters, most of which is admin. It's really one and a bit sheets of like units, which is something. So then we have our play aids. So this is single-sided because this is our turn tracks and different holding boxes. So that's just going to go next to the board. And then we've got 2 identical player aids. So we've got terrain effects charts, which are thankfully they have like diagrams and images on them. We played with a game, not by Compass, but by some other company. It like didn't have any diagrams on it anywhere in the rules. It was like, okay, we're just guessing what the terrain is. Cool. And then we've got our cohesion checks. Looks like transportation, movement rules, sequence of play. So just typical play aid stuff on here. So I really like the graphic design of this. I don't know, the typeface that they've chosen, the color scheme. It's unique, is what I would say, and not in like a backhanded compliment way. I actually really like the way this looks graphically. So this is a 2-mapper. So the first map, we'll put this out here. Is it two? Oh, that's interesting. In my brain, it was... Well. Okay. Sweet. I thought this was a traditional two-mapper. My mistake. So I'm actually very happy about that. That's exciting. So this is the first map. And it's got very clear... This is a very clear map. Everything seems to be very well delineated. You have center dots in your terrain hexes to let you know what the terrain actually is. Different elevations. The trenches are very clearly marked. These towns and cities are very clearly marked with these dark borders as to what's in it and what's not. I very much appreciate that. It's same here. You can see we got these forests, right? And it goes into these hexes, but the center hexes, these ones are dark ones, these are the forest. These are not. It's just for aesthetic purposes. I very, very, very much appreciate that. They use a similar system in their CSS games, and I don't know. I love that it's unambiguous. That's something that's a big deal for me when looking at maps. So let's take a look at the second map. This is a Chavignon map. And then this one. And this is the one for which we'll use that play aid. So let me put this little guy over here, because you can see it was printed on this kind of smaller map here. Oh no, they can go together. Maybe? We'll check. Yes, they can go together. Okay, good. I wasn't being a moron. You probably can use these in the scenarios individually. So this is the other map. This is the Allemand map. So they go together, I believe, this way. So it's long ways. You can see here, these overlap. Okay. U16, U15. Okay, I think they overlap right here. So this is one of those. You kind of need a long table for this one. It actually fits on my table. Oh, just it's got like 1.5 inches off either end of my table. But that's enough where what I would do is, if I was going to do that, I would just fold this under, and I would just... So now it fits on my table easily, and then I would just use this kind of off to the side. I presume they designed that on purpose. If not, it's a very happy accident, but they're smart enough to have done that on purpose to actually be able to fit on I have a very standard size table. This is not just a normal dining room table. So you get a nice wide front to fight over. I cannot tell you how interested and excited I am to finally dig into one of these series, and we do have we're doing Guns of August World War I month, where we're going to play all our World War I games in August, so this will be hitting the table then. But I'm very excited to finally play one of these. If you've made it to Game 3 of your series, it must have some worth and some merit, so I'd like to be able to experience this and see kind of what it can offer. And this scale of battle and this war game in World War I is something that, again, I feel like there's not as much of, and so I'm very interested to see how it plays out, what it's like. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. This is Assault Artillery, which is Volume 3 of the Red Poppies campaigns from Compass Games. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I've been Alexander from theplayersaid.com.